What's up, everybody? This is True Deck from Fantasy Football, The Truth. Today I have two special guests with me.
Carson,
Joe Siervo.
And we are going to be ranking the top 15 wide receivers for the remainder of the season. We will start at 15. We all have different lists.
My 15 is Keenan Allen. Currently he's getting outshined by Mike Williams, but he has Herbert, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and Williams will not produce that all year long, so Keenan Allen will eventually outshine Mike Williams.
My number 15 is DJ Moore. His only issue, he would be way higher up, but Sam Darnold at that QB1 position is a little bit scary, but he is very talented and he knows how to get open.
All right, my 15 is DK Metcalf. The Seahawks throw a lot of deep balls, so that helps him, but his quarterback is Geno Smith, so he's a hit-or-miss player in my opinion. 14, I got Terry McLaurin. He's also hit-or-miss. He has QB problems, but is still a solid player and sees a good amount of volume to be able to boom.
So late.
I don't agree with that at all. That's all right.
Okay, my number 14 is Devos Samuel. I do think he is having a really good start of the season, but with Ayuk coming back and Jeff Wilson with Ayuk getting involved and Jeff Wilson coming back, I think his usage goes down a little bit.
At my 14, I have DK Metcalf. He played the Saints Monday, and he had like 3 receptions, 1 for 82 yards. He's just not getting enough targets, and Geno Smith is awful. He's just not that good. He's really good, and he's built, he's huge, but he's just not getting enough targets for me. And at 13, I have DJ Moore. He's currently the only option on the team with McCaffrey out.
Clear cut.
He's a clear cut. And Robbie Anderson's also on the team, but I have never seen him catch a ball for the Panthers before.
He got targeted 11 times
With
last
4
year.
of them going off his head.
That's why he's awful. And he gets 10-plus targets in all games but 2, and with 70-plus yards all games but 1.
Oh.
Wow, Mr. Stats.
Gotta bring out the stats for that.
Alright, my next one might surprise you guys, but at number 13, I have Deandre Hopkins. Yes, he is one of the most talented wide receivers in the league, but if you look in the 2 games where he doesn't have any touchdowns, he has less than 12 points, and he is very touchdown dependent, and in that red zone, Kyler Murray loves to run the ball as well. I just don't see his workload continuing for the rest of the season.
At 13, I have A.J. Brown. Although he's been battling like a lot of injuries, when he plays, he gets volume and seems to go off like the last 2 weeks. And at 12, I have Calvin Ridley. He's not in my top 10 since he has to compete with Pitts a lot, and he has a very old QB who is washed up in my opinion, and the Falcons are just not good.
At my number 12, I have my boy Mike Williams. He's on a contract year. He has to play good. And obviously, he's the clear-cut wide receiver 1 for that team, with Keenan Allen at number 2. Herbert loves to spread the ball, so he's getting love to both of them, and he is finding Mike Williams on that deep ball almost once a game, sometimes more. He is a very boomy player, and his target share is really high.
My number 12 is Debo Samuel. With Kittle injured and Ayuk is non-existent, he's the only option on the team. They really have no run game at all. What?
He's clear cut.
He's clear-cut wide receiver 1. And he's getting 10-plus targets a game, and he's had 3 games over 100 yards. Like, who else with that bad of a quarterback is doing something like that? DJ Moore's not that good. He's 13, but he's not that good. And my number 11 is Deontay Johnson. With Juju Smith-Schuster being out for the year, this brings so many more targets to Johnson, which he already gets a ton. He's electric and fun to watch. My favorite player to watch. And by the end of the year, I think he could be higher, but I will keep him at 11. The only reason he's there is because Big Ben is his quarterback, and that guy is awful.
At number 11, I have Calvin Ridley. His QB play is a little questionable. Matt Ryan isn't who he used to be. Pitts is stealing a lot of targets, and you can see that he's starting to get more involved, looking like a top 6 tight end in the league. And at the end of the day, he went to Alabama. He's still a very talented receiver, but they're just not using him as much as they did last year.
I'm 11.
Yeah.
All right, my 11 is Debo Samuel. He has easy upcoming schedule. He's Jimmy G's favorite target, and he gets a lot of high volume. And my 10 is DJ Moore. He also has a very easy upcoming schedule. Even though he's had QB woes with Sam Darnold, he really has no competition in that offense.
Barely making it into my top 10, I have A.J. Brown. He's a beast. He looked really strong in week 7, and I'm sure he's going to be able to grow on that. The only scary part is he still might be fighting that injury. He's a very injury-prone player, but whenever he's healthy, Tannehill seems to love him.
And at my number 10, I have Hopkins, Deandre. He has the best quarterback in the league, Kyler Murray. No one's better than that guy. But if he doesn't score a touchdown, he gets no points, and he's just not getting enough targets in the game, and he only scores touchdowns, and that's where he gets most of his points from. And number 9, I have A.J. Brown. The past 2 games, he has looked like a different type of person. One of the games, he had 9 targets, 91 yards, and a touchdown with that game, which is that's a lot of fantasy points there. No one else is doing that like Hopkins.
My team,
24 fantasy points.
24.
24.1.
Yeah, your team's not that good, but it's all right.
6-1.
Continue. Oh, is
You're
that it?
You're at 9 now.
Okay. At my number 9, I have Deontay Johnson. He is looking like one of the most consistent wide receivers in the NFL. The only scary part is obviously that he has probably the worst quarterback in the NFL throwing to him in Big Ben. His target share is insane. Him and Najee are both, I'd say, must-starts on your fantasy lineups every week. But yeah, I enjoy watching him play, and he could use some more targets, even though he has a lot already.
All right. My number 9. My number 9 is Mike Williams.
Wow.
My team.
He may be a boom or bust player, but when he booms, he goes off. He also has a crazy good QB in Justin Herbert who targets him a good amount, even if he's having an off game. It always seems like they target him on 3rd down and 4th down when they go for it. And my 8?
Yeah.
Yep.
My number 8 is Jamar Chase. He's Burrow's number 1 receiver and college teammate. He gets thrown the deep ball and is Burrow's, I already said, favorite target. He's also Burrow's favorite target in the red zone as well.
At my number 8, I have Terry McLaurin. Scary Terry. He isn't getting trouble getting targets with Heineke under center. If Fitzpatrick takes the job back, Terry McLaurin is gonna feast.
They need Tua.
Yeah, and there's trade rumors out now. If they can upgrade their quarterback play, I think Terry McLaurin jumps into the top 7, top 6 because of how much potential he really has.
There we go. And also at my number 8, I have Terry McLaurin. He's the only option on the team right now. But the only problem with him is he's currently battling a hamstring injury. Because every week I check my fantasy football team and it's questionable every week. It's getting very frustrating. But he's clearly getting a ton of targets. And who else? I don't even know the other player on that team that plays wide receiver. And number 7, CeeDee Lamb. Getting 70+% of snaps with the games he's getting targeted over 10 times. And he went off against the Patriots, scoring that game-winning touchdown, then talking trash to that bomb cornerback. But even with Amari Cooper, I still think he's the best wide receiver on that team.
I also have CeeDee Lamb at number 7. He's obviously made the jump that he needed to make this year. He's looking like one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. Dak loves him. Yes, Amari Cooper is taking some receptions and targets. I know that Michael Gallup is coming back. That's why CeeDee's not any higher. There's so many weapons on that offense, but he's still just finding a way to produce.
Cowboys still suck.
I'm going with the trend here. I got CD at 7 as well. He's overtaken Amari Cooper. He's a wide receiver 1 in the Cowboys offense and is Dak's most reliable target, in my opinion. And at number 6, I have DeAndre Hopkins. Although some say he is TD dependent, he is Kyler Murray's number 1 receiver, and is one of the most reliable wide receivers in the NFL. And is a Hall of Famer.
Who's your number 6?
That's him, 6.
Oh, that was 6.
Six.
Okay. Yes, I love him, but at the end of the day, he is a rookie. At number 6, I'll put Jamar Chase. I can't put him any higher. I'm sorry. The Bengals are looking like one of the best teams in the NFL. They're going into Week 8, 5-2.
One of the best teams.
Yes. They're top 10. Top team.
They are top 10
top
easy.
10 team in the league.
And I mean, one of their losses was to the number 1 team in the league, the Green Bay Packers.
I don't know about all that. Cardinals are number 1.
No.
Okay.
Bills.
Anyways, yeah, Burrows loves that deep ball to him, and he's one of the favorite targets in the red zone. He had a great deep ball last game and the game before that against the Packers. He's just looking like a complete stud. Definitely my offensive rookie of the year.
True and I have had the same 3 in a row, and I have Jamar Chase at 6 as well.
Jeez.
He is the rookie of the year. No one's topping him.
Nobody's
Nobody.
topping him. He's looking to break records this year.
How many yards did he have last game, Joe?
I don't even know.
Like
201 yards. 201 yards.
Yeah,
What rookie's doing it? He's better than Justin Jefferson as a
Moss,
rookie.
man.
agreed.
And he has 6 touchdowns in 7 weeks.
Okay.
What other rookie's doing that, Joe?
Nah,
That's what I'm talking
I
about.
got him at 8.
Okay, he should be higher, but it's alright. And at number 5, I have Tyree Kill.
Top 5 here, okay.
We're in the top 5. This is where it gets serious. Tyree Kill, he's the fastest wide receiver in the league. No one's near him. The only problem is Patrick Mahomes looks like Big Ben right now. He looks like one of the worst quarterbacks in the league.
He does.
He does.
The worst?
One of the
of.
worst. You see how many interceptions he's throwing now?
It's an off
Thrown
day.
like
It's an
9
off
in the
day.
past,
Off
like,
week.
6
Off
games.
couple weeks.
He's having an off couple weeks. It's
Okay.
alright.
At my number 5, I have Justin Jefferson. He's obviously that clear-cut wide receiver. Thielen is not slowing him down. He is a beast in the slot. They look for him in the red zone. He's everything you want to see with a second-year wide receiver. And I think in years coming, he is going to be moving up this list.
Number 5, I got Stefan Diggs.
Wow.
He's playing with arguably the best QB in the NFL right now in the Bills, high-powered pass offense. He's just a beast. And then at my 4, I have Justin Jefferson, which may surprise some people. Even though he shares volume with Adam Thielen, he still gets his fair share of targets and breaks off long plays every game. He, in my opinion, is the next coming of Randy Moss.
Did he just say
He
that?
is.
Wow.
He's next up.
That's bold.
All right.
He next up.
All right. At number 4, I have my boy, Tyree Kill. I'd love to put him at number 1, and coming into the season, I thought I'd be putting him at number 1, but the Chiefs just need to find their groove before he can be any higher on this list. His speed, they're just putting 2 guys on him and calling it a day, and he's got to figure out what he's going to do in that situation, maybe some better game plan. Andy Reid isn't doing anything, clearly. They aren't getting any better. And Patrick Mahomes needs to step it up, or I don't know.
The only reason he's saying this is because Tyree Kill's on his fantasy team,
Yep.
and his team's not looking hot right now. That good.
3 and 4. 6 and 1.
I'm like 3. I'm 3 weeks, same record. And number 4 is Justin Jefferson. He has an underrated quarterback 1 as Kirk Cousins. A lot of people say he's not that good, but I think he's a pretty solid quarterback, probably better than Patrick Mahomes right now.
Oh my gosh.
He gets high targets and high yards. He's just that good. And then top 3 now. This is where it gets super serious. Stefan Diggs is my top 3. Number 3. He has arguably a top 3 quarterback in the league. Maybe 2, maybe 3. Not 1.
Maybe 1.
So who are your top 3 quarterbacks?
Yeah, let's do this real quick.
Okay. 3, probably 4. Okay, 4 is probably like Tom Brady, and then 3 probably
Aaron Rodgers, say
3 Aaron Rodgers, then 2 Josh Allen, then 1 Kyler Murray. In my opinion, I love Kyler Murray.
All right.
it. I'll take that list.
All right, keep going.
You take it? That's acceptable. All right, number 3, Stefon Diggs. He has one of the. They're probably the best offense in the league right now, or I say close second is the Packers. They have a really good offense. The only problem with the Bills, they don't really have that good of running backs. But he started off slow, but he's starting to pick it up. He's getting 8+ targets a game with only 1 game under 8, which He can produce more and he'll score more touchdowns.
That guy.
I'm bringing out the stats today.
And my number 3, I also have Stefan Diggs. He has the number 1 quarterback in the league. I don't really care what he says. Kyler Murray, no.
He's hating.
And
Wait,
then
who's number 1 quarterback?
You say
Josh Allen.
Oh, yes, sir.
And then my bigger factor on moving him up, even though he hasn't played well at the beginning of the season, is they have probably the best defense in the league, and that leads to a lot of offensive possessions. So yeah.
All right, my 3, I have Tyree Kill. Even with Mahomes' lackluster performances, he still manages to pick up points. I think when Mahomes plays like himself, Tyreek is a top 2 and maybe even 1 receiver in the NFL.
That's valid.
In fantasy.
Yeah.
And my 2 is Cooper Kupp. He's Stafford's number 1 target. It seems like he catches everything thrown to him, and the Rams just love to pass the ball.
My number 2 is my boy Davonte Adams. His target share is completely insane. I don't know when you guys are going to be seeing this, but it is Thursday before the game. He is out due to COVID. Really upsetting for the Cardinals, or for the Packers.
Because the Cardinals are going to win.
Cardinals aren't going to win, but we'll see.
They're going to win.
And then obviously he has a top 3 quarterback throwing to him, so he's definitely top 2, if not.
So I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to put Davonte Adams at 2. He is a top 5 quarterback in the league. I'm switching it up. Because my stats.
His stats.
And I'm not a Packers fan like you, True, but who else? Alan Lazard, is he really that good?
Alan Lazard, MVS.
Are they really that good?
They're top 10 receivers.
They're top 10 receivers of all
Top
time.
10 on their team.
But if you watch the game, it's like every time Davonte Adams is just wide open. Am I going to 1 now?
Yeah.
1. All right, Cooper Kupp is number 1, the best receiver in the league. He's currently on pace to break, I think, the receiving yards in the year, and then like coming in 3rd with touchdowns, something like that. He's getting 10 plus targets every single game with the Super Bowl champions this year. Rams are winning the whole thing. You heard it here first with the new QB1 of Matthew Stafford, and he has scored 2 touchdowns in 4 games. It's pretty good.
You mean for? Oh yeah. Okay.
Like he has 2 games with.
My number 1 is also Cooper Kupp. He is so good. I lost fantasy because of him last week.
Did you really even have a chance?
Yeah. In 4 games, where he has 2 touchdowns, 36 points, 30 points, 34 points, 37 points.
Mr. Stat Guy here.
He's putting up more 30-point games than he is not. So he's obviously a beast, and yeah, he's my wide receiver 1 for the rest of the season, no doubt.
I'll be the odd one out once again. I got Davonte Adams. He's just unguardable. Rodgers, for some reason, throws the ball at the 1-yard line more than any quarterback, and it's always to Davonte Adams. And he seems to put up double-digit fantasy points every week.
All right, quickly before we go, we're going to do score predictions for tonight's Packers game.
Oh, Lord.
I'll go first since they have to
He's a
think.
Packers fan. He's saying Packers.
My score prediction is 31-24 Packers.
I was going to say, I'm going to say 35-31. Cardinals coming up top, because Davonte Adams is not playing, right? He's not
Devonte
playing?
Adams is not playing. Alan Lazard not playing.
It's a blowout then. The Cardinals are winning by 30.
Hold up. We got Cardinals winning 35-14.
Wow.
Blowout season.
All right,
baby.
well, thank you guys for tuning in, and
Thank
we
you.
will see you next time.